Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island preview. The Lagina brothers return tonight to uncover the treasure. The waiting is finally over. The Curse of Oak Island Season 8 is returning to our screens tonight with a 2-hour premiere. The Oak Island team has already promised us that this will be the biggest series yet. They'll be introducing newer and fancier technologies to the island, all in the hope of uncovering magnificent treasures beyond our imagination. However, just like everyone else in the world, the team's 2020 plans were thrown into disarray by the arrival of COVID-19. In an exclusive clip obtained by Monsters and Critics, we saw the whole fellowship of the date getting together on a Zoom call to discuss the situation. And while their plans were forced to change, it seems that the lockdown period was not wasted. In the clip given to M&C, Doug Crowell explained how he found himself on Oak Island just as the coronavirus pandemic spread to North America. He was preparing for the new April drill program when he learned he would have to isolate for 4 months. Coronavirus didn't slow Oak Island team for long. Thankfully, Doe didn't waste the time in lockdown. He spent his days going through Dan Henskey's and Fred Nolan's notes, and he found 2 historic surveys that need further investigation. One survey indicates a possible tunnel leading to no less than the Money Pit. The other survey points to the presence of non-ferrous metals, which can include gold. Wow! The guys clearly have a lot of work to catch up on. Thankfully, all the old team is back, and they are raring to go. In addition to the Laginas, there's Gary Drayton, Dan Henskey, Steve Cooktail, archaeologist Laird Niven, Doug Crowell, Oak Island Tours project manager Scott Barlow, Paul Troutman, Billy Gerhardt, Oak Island historian Charles Barkhouse, geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner, and geologist Terry Matheson, plus many of the old experts. Blacksmithing expert Carmen Legg will be getting a lot more work this season, as Gary Drayton has a fancy brand new metal detector that can find metals at a much deeper level than the older equipment. According to the network, Gary and Jack Begley already have an axe for Carmen to examine. Oak Island's Gary Drayton is taking to Twitter. Speaking of Gary Drayton, everyone's favorite metal detector, there's good news for those of you on Twitter, as the man himself would be taking over the Curse of Oak Island Twitter feed tonight to live tweet his thoughts as the show airs. In yet more exciting news, History has also announced that they will be airing a spin-off show called Beyond Oak Island from next week. This 10-part series will feature the Lagina brothers taking their treasure hunting experience on the road as they investigate other legends of buried treasure around the world. As the golden hues of dusk began to settle over the enigmatic expanse of Oak Island, the Lagina brothers stood on the precipice of a new season, their gazes fixed upon the dense woods and winding paths that had both tormented and thrilled them for years. Tonight, the island would once again open its arms to their relentless pursuit of the elusive treasure that had eluded so many before them. The brothers, Rick and Marty Lagina, were no strangers to the island's cryptic whispers and hidden secrets, but this time, they felt a different kind of electricity in the air, a silent promise that the mystery was closer to unraveling than ever before. The island's lore is as thick as the fog that often rolls over its shores. Tales of buried treasure date back to the late 1700s, with rumors of pirates, knights, and lost manuscripts mingling with the salt in the sea air. The Money Pit, the island's most infamous feature, had been the focal point of many expeditions, and yet it remained an enigmatic abyss that swallowed time, effort, and sometimes hope. But the Lagina brothers, fueled by a mixture of curiosity, determination, and a touch of madness, were undeterred. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the brothers convened with their loyal team at the War Room, a sanctuary of sorts, where maps, artifacts, and theories cluttered every available surface. Craig Tester, their trusted engineer and strategist, leaned over a weathered map, his fingers tracing the familiar contours of the island's topography. Beside him, Alex Lagina, Marty's son, and a key player in the quest, pored over ancient documents, seeking patterns and clues that might have been overlooked. "Tonight, we start anew," Rick said, his voice carrying the weight of countless sleepless nights and boundless optimism. "We've learned from every pitfall, every dead end. This time, we're not just digging holes. We're unearthing history." Marty nodded, his pragmatic mind already calculating the logistics of their next move. "We've got new technology, fresh perspectives, and more historical data than ever before. If there's something down there, we're going to find it." The team's first objective was to investigate a recently discovered anomaly in the swamp, a murky, treacherous area that had yielded intriguing, albeit puzzling, finds in the past. The swamp had long been a place of suspicion, with some theories suggesting it was artificially created to hide something monumental. Equipped with cutting-edge sonar technology, the team hoped to penetrate its murky depths and reveal its secrets. As the team made their way to the swamp, the island seemed to pulse with a life of its own. Shadows danced in the moonlight, and the rustling leaves whispered ancient secrets. The air was thick with anticipation and the scent of earth and sea. Jack Begley, ever the eager treasure hunter, led the charge, his enthusiasm infectious. "This place never gets old," Jack said, his eyes gleaming. "Every step we take feels like it's leading us closer to something big." They set up their equipment and began scanning the swamp. The machines hummed, emitting waves that sliced through the water and sent back data. As the images began to form on the screens, gasps of amazement and murmurs of excitement rippled through the group. There, buried beneath layers of silt and water, was a structure, man-made, intricate, and tantalizingly within reach. "What do you think it is?" Alex asked, his voice hushed with awe. Rick peered at the screen, his heart pounding. "It looks like a ship." The possibility hung in the air, a tantalizing vision of what might lie ahead. A ship buried in the swamp could be a game-changer, potentially linked to the legends of pirate treasure or even the fabled riches of the Knights Templar. The implications were staggering, and the team's spirits soared with renewed vigor. As they planned the next steps for excavating the swamp, another team, led by Gary Drayton, the metal-detecting expert, ventured to the uplands, an area that had recently yielded intriguing artifacts. Gary's metal detector beeped rhythmically as he swept it over the ground, his experienced ear attuned to the subtle variations in tone. "Got something," Gary exclaimed, digging into the earth with practiced efficiency. Moments later, he unearthed a small, weathered coin, its surface etched with symbols that spoke of a time long past. "This is from the 1600s, Gary said, holding the coin up to the light. "We're definitely on the right track." Back at the swamp, the excavation was in full swing. The team worked tirelessly, shoveling mud and water, their excitement growing with each passing hour. The outline of the ship became clearer, its timbers remarkably well preserved by the brackish water. It was a grueling process, but the thought of what lay hidden within the ship's hull kept their energy levels high.